How you feeling, guys? It's Kim here. Welcome to checking out my first ever collection update video. So this is going to be a video series where I'm going to talk about the latest additions that I have bought in the world of video gaming. So I'm going to show you games that I bought. I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to also tell you all the prices that I paid for each game because I think people find that interesting. I also want to do this because this is a good way for me to connect with you guys a little bit more, doing a video series like that, and also you can connect with me a little bit more and get to know me a little bit better, which is important for me. So, okay, so this first episode is gonna have a lot of games in it because this is from a span of many months that I have here. And at first, I'm gonna go platform by platform. So basically, I usually buy pretty much everything from PlayStation 1 and up. So first up, we have Star Wars Squadrons, and this was bought from a thrift store for €1. So not a game I was super excited for or anything like that, but to see it for €1 there, I actually did pick it up. So maybe I end up playing it, and it's sealed also, by the way. This is a sealed game, so maybe I end up playing this, maybe I won't, but €1 for Star Wars Squadrons. Next we have for the original Xbox, we got Legacy of Kain Defiance. This is a little bit of a nasty case. Take a look at here. You can see some nastiness going on with the case. But anyways, this was during a time when I heard about the Legacy of Kain Soul River games, or is it just Soul River? I'm not sure what is that called. But anyways, a remaster for those games. And then I happened to see these in an online store, so I decided to pick it up, and I played it a little bit. Didn't really get into it too much so far, but I'm looking forward to giving it a little bit more time at some point. So Legacy of Kain for the original Xbox. Then we got a Rally Sport Challenge. Now this, again, during a time when I was playing a lot of EA's WRC, so I was excited to try out some older rally games. And Rally Sport Challenge is an exclusive original Xbox game. It is also reminds me of something like Sega Rally a little bit. Really good arcade rally game, Rally Sport Challenge, and yeah, I liked it. I played it a few hours, and I think it's a good game. Then we got Richard Burns Rally for the original Xbox. Now this is what I originally went to buy because I've heard a lot, because I remember hearing a lot that the Richard Burns games back in the day were the best rally games ever, the most realistic and everything. And still today, when I played this, it does feel like, for the time, really a hardcore rally game. So I think it's a good game to check out if you're a fan of rally games. Richard Burns Rally. Next, we got a Broken Sword. Now, this game was something that I bought because at the time I had just listened to a podcast where the original creator of the Broken Sword series was talking about the recent remaster of a game. So I decided that maybe I'm finally gonna give a Broken Sword a chance. I do know about the series, but I've never played it myself. So I decided to pick up Broken Sword, The Sleeping Dragon. Don't know anything about this game, but I will play it at some point. So if you know about Broken Sword series, tell me down in the comments, is this a good entry in the series? Broken Sword, A Sleeping Dragon. Comes with the manual and disc. I'm not sure, yeah, maybe I'm gonna show you the manual situation also. I think you may be interested in that. So pretty good looking copy here. Last original Xbox game here is Heroes of the Pacific. Now this is a game that I kind of regret buying because I tried this a little bit and I was not really a fan of it. It's a flying game, dogfighting game. I guess if you like this genre of games like Ace Combat and stuff, then this may be good, or maybe I need to give it a little bit more time. So Heroes of the Pacific is the last original Xbox game and the last Xbox game in general in this video. So let's move on to a PlayStation portable games. So I'm going to talk about a few PlayStation portable games here. And first, MotorStorm Arctic Edge. This was a thrift store buy for, I do remember this right away from the top of my head. It's €6 for this game. And PSP is not something that I actively collect, but if I happen to see games out there on the wild, I do pick them up if I don't have them already. Now, MotorStorm Arctic Edge, I actually did have the player's choice version of this game in the past. It was an Italian copy. The case was in Italian, so I got rid of that, and now I have the copy that I'm happy with. So MotorStorm Arctic Edge is a really good PlayStation Portable game. And PSP, even though it's like very easy to find PSP games online, for some reason I don't see those too often in thrift stores. Now, I do not go to thrift stores like very often, but when I do, it's mostly like PlayStation 2 and PS3 and Xbox 360. Okay, next. Killzone Liberation. Again, this is also a thrift store buy. It was €5 for this game. This is a game that, as a kid, I remember I always wanted to play this, but didn't really have the buying power of my own back then, so I never really played it. Never really got to play it other than the demo, but now I have the game. So here's also the manual. Comes with a little pouch. This is this will most likely had a memory card in it at some point. So Killzone Liberation for €5. Can't go wrong with that. Also, the manual situation with the Arctic Edge, there is a manual here. Next, we got God of War Coast of Sparta. Now it has some sticker residue. I tried to get rid of the sticker, so have to do something about that later. And I have played all the way through the God of War Chains of Olympus on the PSP. Really like that. Never played all the way through the Coast of Sparta game, but I have played this for a couple hours. Comes with a manual and the disc. And this was, once again, I do remember this was €5 for Coast of Sparta. And I do believe this game usually goes for higher than €5 for sure, right? Okay, so that's it for the PlayStation Portable games. Now we're gonna move on. Now we're gonna move on to some PlayStation 2 games. So let's take a look at what I picked up in the last few months for the PlayStation 2. Actually, this is more like a last 6 months almost. It's been some of these are really old purchases, but anyways. First, we got V-Rally. This was also during the time when I was playing a lot of rally games. Kind of regret buying this. It's an okay game. I played it, but I don't really see myself going back to it. So maybe I'll get rid of this at some point. So V-Rally 3 for the PlayStation 2. Next, we got Driven to Destruction. This is very much like something like Wreckfest, but back in the PlayStation 2 days from Atari, it says here. And this is actually a really fun game. I actually do recommend playing this. Not as impressive in physics and stuff like that as Wreckfest, but for the time this was actually a really good game, and it's called Test Drive Eve of Destruction in the US, and I think it's a fun game. I like games in this style games, destruction derby games. If they have good physics and crashes, then it's fun. Prince of Persia, Sands of Time. I remember my mom playing this a lot when I was a kid. I finally got to play it myself just a few weeks ago. I was not a big fan of it. Maybe I should give it more time, but I didn't get into it immediately, so have not really played it too much. Then we got the 24, the game, and this is a lot of my friends are big fans of 24, the TV series, and that's pretty much the reason why I actually picked this up. And yeah, I'm excited to try this out at some point. Pro Stroke Golf, World Tour 2007. Not too much to say about this. Once again, a game that maybe I would have not bought if I could go back in time, but yeah, there it is. Then we have Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. I bought the Platinum version of this game, or I ordered the Platinum version of this game, and the Black Label version showed up, so I'm really happy about that. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you the manuals. But here is the manual and the game disc. I'm really happy to have the Black Label version of Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec, and this was first of all, this was a really good game back in the day. It is still a decent game. Also, one of the biggest graphical leaps we ever saw, coming from the PlayStation 1 to having a game like Gran Turismo 3 on PlayStation 2. It looked really amazing, and happy to have Gran Turismo 3. Next, once again, a racing game, Burnout Dominator. Now, never really been like a huge fan of Burnout games, or I should say, rather never really played too much of Burnout. But this one I wanted to buy because this is originally, I believe this is a PSP game that also got ported to the PlayStation 2. So I'm not sure if this is one of the better Burnout games. You can tell me down in the comments if you are a big fan of Burnout. But I also wanted to get this because I can potentially at some point do some kind of a video about games that appeared on both PSP and PS2. It's something that I've thought about often, but I don't know. Burnout Dominator for the PlayStation 2. So I think I'm gonna go after the PSP version also. Okay, and the last PlayStation 2 game that I picked up is Ski Jumping 2007, and yeah, when I said I regret buying some of these games, this is very much one of those games. So Ski Jumping, I don't know why I bought it. I thought, yeah, the thinking back when I actually ordered this was like, maybe I'm gonna do like a video about this. It could be like a hilarious video to have something so bizarre as ski jumping on a PlayStation 2, but never did the video. I don't know, maybe I will at some point, but yeah, not a game that I see myself playing a lot. So Ski Jumping 2007. Now let's move on to a different platform again. I'm gonna talk about some PlayStation 3 purchases, and there's also going to be a PlayStation 4 here. So first, we got Need for Speed Shift for the PlayStation 3. Now, back when this game came out in, was it like 2009 or something? I did play the demo version of the game, but I didn't ever give a chance to the full version of the game. Or at those times, I was mostly playing like Modern Warfare 2 or Call of Duty Black Ops or whatever was the most recent Call of Duty game, and didn't really pay attention too much outside of those. But now I finally went back and bought the Need for Speed Shift, so I'm looking forward to. I did actually play this a little bit. It's an interesting game because it's a simulator style racing game, unlike the other Need for Speed games. So Need for Speed Shift for the PlayStation 3. Then we got F1 Formula 1 Championship Edition. Now this was actually part of the infamous PlayStation 3 press conference, which I'm sure all of you remember. This one,
$599 US.
So I decided to buy this, and in the press conference they also showed like a feature where you can use your PSP to be like a back mirror, but I don't think that feature ever actually was in the full game. So
Formula 1 game, all the incredible graphics, all the great physics, all the great AI, all the great animation. But you know what? There's something missing, and I tell you what that is, and that's a wing mirror. What I have running on a PlayStation Portable here is an interactive wing mirror, which is actually being rendered in real time. And this is being synchronized directly with the PlayStation 3 to give you an accurate position looking backwards from your track. So you can position this next to your TV screen and see for yourself what is coming up behind you. And I hope you can see that this will add a great dimension to this game, but it will also add a huge dimension to many other games as this feature gets adopted by our game developers. So,
really good looking launch game for the PlayStation 3 F1 Championship Edition. I have played this a little bit. I don't know, I think it looks, for the time and being a launch game, it looks really good, but it doesn't really, it plays okay. Next up we got Max Payne 3. This was a thrift store buy also, and it was €4, so can't go wrong with Max Payne 3 for €4. Did play the game back in the day, maybe in like 2012 or something like that, and don't have the game anymore, sold it at some point. Now I have it back for PlayStation 3, and I am looking forward to playing this again at some point. Maybe not my favorite Max Payne game. I know a lot of people really like the Max Payne 3 here, but I think I'm more of a fan of the 2. And I also like the storytelling style in Max Payne 2, where they have like the comic book style story, and then Max Payne is narrating the story there. So Max Payne is like, it was a cold Christmas morning, the windows were frozen. It was a time of celebration and family. For me, it was nothing more than a reminder of something that I've lost. I knew I had to get up. It was all over. So there's my Max Payne audition. Yeah, really good game, Max Payne 3. Comes with the manual, disc, and some advertisements for Rockstar Pass or something like that. And also one reason why I like to have these for the console is that because these are tied to Rockstar Launcher and all of that on the other platforms, or I should say on the PC. So I do like to have the easy to play version right here for the PlayStation. Yeah, I keep forgetting showing the manuals and stuff like that, but most of these have manuals and everything. There are a few games that do not have, like Legacy of Kain Defiance did not have a manual. Next, we got Shadow of Mordor for the PlayStation 3, and this, I gotta be honest, was kind of like a troll buy, because I bought this pretty much because I know it's a very bad, horrible, terrible version of the PlayStation 3. So I actually do want to see that for myself. So considering the reason why I bought it, I think I overpaid, but still I'm interested to check out the PS3 version of the game. Comes with the manual and the disc. And yeah, and overall it's a pretty good game, at least on the other platforms. Next we got Virtua Tennis 3. Not too much to say about this game. I am a big fan of tennis in real life, and I think this is a great arcade tennis game, Virtua Tennis 3. I really like this. Also, again, like I mentioned with the Burnout Dominator, this is also one of those games that released both on PSP and this generations of consoles. So maybe it's also because of a video at some point. Wolfenstein. Thrift store buy once again. This I do remember being €4, and it does not come with the manual. So only disc, unfortunately, here. But still, for €4, a game that I'm excited to try out at some point. Not too bad. Next couple buys are going to be actually as recent as yesterday at the time of filming this video, and I am filming this 6th of December. So. Yeah, yesterday I picked up Infamous 2 for the PlayStation 3. Again, this was a thrift store buy. And I'm not sure how much this goes for usually, but this was €8 in the thrift store. And I remember thinking like, is that like over the market value or not? I didn't know that. Decided to pick it up because I never played the Infamous 1 and 2 for the PlayStation 3. I remember I have a friend who really liked the Infamous games on the PlayStation 3, but I didn't have any interest for those games back then. I have played the Infamous Second Son. I think that was a really good game. So I want to finally go back to at some point and play these games. So Infamous 2, don't have the first game. I'm not sure, should I play the first game before going to 2, or can I just go to the 2 before playing that? Tell me down in the comments. So Infamous 2 for the PlayStation 3. Last game for the PlayStation 3 and 4 is Little Big Planet Extras Edition, Little Big Planet 3 rather. Now, again, I don't know if this actually goes for even cheaper than what I paid for this, but the reason why I bought this is because this is the PlayStation 4 version, and I never played Little Big Planet 3, so this is an easy version to play with the PlayStation 5, so I decided to go ahead and buy the PlayStation 4 edition of this. And it's a Extras edition, has some DLC costumes. I'm sure that those, there's Ellie from Last of Us, those are Dragon Age costumes, and Killzone Hellgast, so I'm sure those DLCs are used, but still, just to have the PlayStation 4 version of the game is better than the PlayStation 3 version for me. Okay, so Little Big Planet 3, and that's it for my PlayStation 3 and 4 purchases. I guess I'm gonna quickly show you not a game purchase, but yeah, I'm not even gonna try to do the overhead camera, but I bought a PlayStation Elite Pulse Elite headset. This was a Black Friday buy for €99, so I have really liked it, so I don't regret buying it at all. So now I'm going to talk about some PlayStation Vita purchases, and for this I can't really give you I can't really give you a individual prices because these were bought as a bundle. But I'm trying to get back a little bit to PlayStation Vita. I did have PlayStation Vita back in 2012 when it first launched, or 2011. It may have launched in 2011, but I bought it in 2012. I was super excited to play it. I really loved it back then. Since then, I sold my physical games years ago, but I've had the PlayStation Vita console itself. So I'm not like super actively looking for Vita stuff, but when I do find, I try to pick them up and build the collection up a little bit. So this is going to be a bundle of games here, and you can see the price down in the screen, how much I paid for all these games. So I think this was a pretty decent deal considering how much video games usually go for. So first, it came with a Lego Lord of the Rings. This is a sealed copy of the game. Resistance Burning Skies. This was one of the main reasons why I wanted to get that bundle. Not really that good Resistance game, but still I wanted to get that for my PlayStation Vita collection. It came with Dungeon Hunter Alliance. This is a Diablo-like dungeon crawling game. Well, I have not played it a lot, but I don't think it is like a very high quality game in the genre. It's also by Gameloft, which to me, Gameloft, all that comes to mind about Gameloft is those mobile games like Modern Combat and some of the Asphalt games. Dungeon Hunter Alliance, then we got Rayman Origins. Really good version of Rayman on the PlayStation Vita. And on top of that, it also came with a loose copy of F1 2011 and Sly Cooper case. This is only the case, and the F1 game was actually inside here, so this was pretty much like a bonus. So yeah, for 50 euros, this was a listing that was like online, and I looked at the details of that listing, and it had been there for like over 100 days. So I just offered him 50 euros. He was asking for 70 euros. I offered him 50 euros. He was right away like, okay, let's do a deal. So yeah, 50 euros for these games and the empty case and F1. I'm gonna talk about a little bit a bigger PlayStation Vita bundle here. Now, first of all, it came with the PlayStation Vita console. This is the 1000 model, OLED model, in box, complete box, everything inside here, which was a big reason why I wanted to get this. And this is the 3G Wi-Fi model. Now, I don't really care at all for the 3G, obviously, especially today, doesn't really matter at all, but it's a really fantastic condition PlayStation Vita inside here, and comes in a complete box, so I wanted to get that because of that. And I already had a 1000 model of PlayStation Vita, a really beat up 1000 model that I bought in 2016 from eBay. I still remember that, and it was 85 euros shipped back then. And now I sold that very same PS Vita for 90 euros, and it was actually really beat up already when I got that. So basically I got 90 euros for that, and then I spent 220 euros to get this and the games that I'm gonna show you next. So yeah, PlayStation Vita, really good condition, fantastic condition, complete in box PlayStation Vita 1000 that I replaced my old Vita 1000 with. Then the games that the bundle had was Uncharted Golden Abyss, my favorite PlayStation Vita game, by far, still today. Really good game. Gravity Rush, a unique game for the PlayStation Vita, nowadays also available on the PS4. And the second game also is there, but to me the best version to play is this PlayStation Vita version. And this is, I also think that this is kind of a game that PlayStation Vita needed more. A completely new franchise. There's no entries in the series for any other platform at the time when this released. Instead of like Golden Abyss, this is a unique PlayStation Vita game. A unique entry to the series, but it's still a series that was already available on the consoles. And I don't know, maybe a lot of people back then had like a mindset like, do I want to go ahead and pick up a system for 250 or whatever it was back then, and then also pick the game for $60 or euros on top of that, when when there's already like 3 games that are arguably better in the same series, like a full console games. Why would I go and buy a watered down version for the Vita? I think that I don't know. I think it could have been a mindset for many people, and also one of the big reasons why Vita failed. So, anyways, Gravity Crush, Golden Abyss, Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. Yeah, I already showed you the empty case for this game, but this is not the same. So this does have the game. Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, the latest Sly Cooper game that ever came out. I have not really played this too much. I have played the first Sly Cooper game, but this one I tried a little bit. I didn't really like it nearly as much as I do the first game. Everybody's Golf, a really good golf game by also, I believe this is known as what it is, Hot Shots Golf in the US. So yeah, so those 4 games, and also FIFA 13. Anyways, 220 for the really good condition PlayStation Vita. These games and a 64 gigabyte official memory card, which I believe these cards actually go for quite a high price even today. So I don't know. Do you think it was a good deal? I also sold the old Vita for 90. So basically, I gave away my old beat up PlayStation Vita, paid 130 on top of that, and got these. So I think it was pretty good. All right, now guys, we're gonna move on to the last portion of this video, where I'm gonna show you modern games that I have bought. So you can easily show them. So first up, for the PlayStation 5, I bought the Tomb Raider Remastered. I do have a separate video on this channel where I talk a little bit more about specifically the deluxe edition, or what comes inside here. That's exactly what I want to see in the deluxe edition. It comes with the standard edition and the steelbook. So yeah, I'm a big fan of these standard cases. I always want to have that also. But anyways, remastered Tomb Raider game, deluxe edition. Comes with some goodies inside, and maybe my opinion has changed a little bit since I did the separate video on this, where I really liked everything. But I think if I could go back, I would maybe just pick up the regular edition, because I don't know, the secret book was kind of a disappointment, but still, I really like the original classic Tomb Raider games, and here I can have them all for the PlayStation 5. So really happy about that purchase, Tomb Raider. Maybe the price, not so happy about that, but otherwise yes. Next, Company of Heroes 3. Now this is primarily known as a PC franchise. Now also available for the console, and I actually bought just your standard edition of Company Heroes because it was a really good price, and I do like this series a lot. I played the first game all the way in like 2007, 8, whenever that came out. Really good game. Maybe a series that has not like evolved very much since those days. It's better now, but it's still very much like those first games, and it's my one of my all-time favorite real-time strategy games. And this version right here, they did the controls are great on the PlayStation 5, plays great with the controller. Really love this game. I think it's a fantastic real-time strategy game. And yeah, I bought the standard edition, and they actually sent me the steelbook edition, which comes with everything you see right here. So it comes with metal case, limited edition packaging, double-sided map, Devil's Brigade, it's this one, some kind of a badge, and collector's book. So yeah, I can quickly show you so first of all, it comes with the steelbook, which I'm actually not happy about the fact that I got this steelbook. I mean, it's a really cool looking steelbook when you look at it. But I would rather have the standard case, or at least get the standard case in addition to this. Then I would be happy, but I only have the steelbook. Comes with a map. There's also some DLC codes, so I'm not going to show those under that I have not used yet. And it comes with the collector's book, which says here, this file contains the service records of the Company of Heroes development team. So has some little bit of like an art book and some other information here. So So really nice little book here. And the game itself, I really like the game, and they built a new like control scheme for the controller, and I think it works really good, at least for a single player campaign and skirmish modes that I like to play. Works just fine. But what I do like about what they did with this game is that they also included the original control method. So if you are someone who just wants to connect your mouse and keyboard and play just like the PC version, have at it, you can do that, and that's exactly the way it should be done. But I really liked how they did the control method here with the controller, and also I really like the game. This is a fantastic game, and for the price I was able to find this, I'm really happy about it. I recommend playing that if you're a fan of real-time strategy games. Next, we got Teardown for the PlayStation 5, and this is a really fun like sandbox destruction game where you need to destroy the world basically. Also has a like campaign mode where you have various different missions and objectives you need to do, and really it's a really good game. I really like this. This is like a very physics-based game, and pixel graphics style. Really fun little game here to tear down. Maybe the only thing that I don't like about when it comes to physics in this game is that, like, for example, if I try to destroy a building, let's say it's like a big building and it's like barely hanging on, like with maybe a couple pillars, but it still doesn't like crumble under the weight of the building. That's the only thing that I don't really like about the physics-based gameplay here, where the buildings do not fall. If there's anything holding it together, it will not fall under the weight. So, but still, really fun game. This was maybe is still available on the PlayStation Plus. So I do recommend going and giving it a try if you have a PlayStation Plus. And that's the way how I actually first tried it. But I'm not subscribed to the PlayStation Plus extra tier anymore. So decided to buy this when I found this on a Black Friday deal. Teardown for the PlayStation 5. Next we get to the Silent Hill 2 remake. Now, this is I would say this was a big surprise for me, not because obviously I already knew Silent Hill 2 is like a classic, really like beloved game. But the remake, when I first heard about there's going to be a Silent Hill 2 remake, first I was excited for it. Then I heard almost immediately that it's by Blooper Team, and my excitement went back to the rock bottom. And yeah, but it turned out way better than I expected. The game, it's a really good game. Really lives up to the original game in many ways. I have not played the original game, but I do know about it. I've seen a lot of videos about it. I know its reputation and everything. And in terms of gameplay, it's just dated. The original is just dated to the point where I'm not like super excited to go and play that. I do have some issues with the Silent Hill 2, the way the story was told and some of the gameplay. But like overall, I think it's a really good game. Not a great game, but a really good game. And I think I'm going to do a separate video about this in the future, where I maybe talk a little bit more about things that I don't like too much about the game. But still, a really good game, and yeah, happy to have a really good survival horror game on this year on the PlayStation 5. Next, Balatro Special Edition. This comes with some cards from the game universe inside. But yeah, Balatro is this game. I'm gonna go as far as to say that this game is a masterpiece, an indie game, like poker game, roguelike poker game, and it's just so thought out. It's a simple game, but it's so thought out, and so one simple idea is done to the max. It's a really, really, really good game, and a really like addictive game, and also it's a really surprisingly deep also when you start to build your decks. You start to learn about different joker cards you have. You start to learn about all of the mechanics in the game. And also I like the fact that I'm not sure, if I remember correctly, this was done by one person, which is amazing. It's an amazing achievement, really fun It doesn't sound like, if you say like roguelike poker game, it may not sound like, but you have to play this one, and when you start to play it and more you learn about the game, you start to understand why it is so good. And also it has like a classic like CRT TV look in the game, maybe like an arcade game. I don't know, maybe the creator of this game, maybe he was a fan of like arcade games and retro games in general. And also it's built like it looks like one of those like I don't know what those are called, but like it's like a bubble screen CRT where you can see the it's, I don't know. Anyways, I really like the Balatro. Really fantastic game, and I highly recommend anyone playing this. It's cheaper if you buy it digitally, so I guess most people would want to go that route. But really good game, and reminds me of something like Vampire Survivors. Even though it's a very different game, in many ways it's also a very similar game. Labyrinth for the PlayStation 5, and yeah, not gonna say too much about that. Just it's a family game. Same as the Labyrinth, the board game, but on a PlayStation 5. And the last game on the whole video is gonna be right here, and it is Astrobot for the PlayStation 5 by Team Asobi. What a fantastic, beautiful game this is. Really polished, maybe the most polished game whole year. Everything just works, the visuals are great, the gameplay is great, the audio is great. It's this is a masterpiece of a game, just like Balatro, but this even more so because it's just a way bigger scale game. Really like Astrobot. One of the best, if not the best, platform game that I ever played. Like for me, I know that there are Mario games and stuff like that people really like, but I really love Astrobot. So one of the best games for PlayStation 5, and certainly one of the better games this year for sure, alongside games like Balatro and Silent Hill and Metaphor and ReFantasio and all the games that came out this year. Astrobot, fantastic game, and one of my favorite games this year, for sure. All right, guys, so that was all of this stuff in this collection update video. Like I said, there's gonna be a lot of stuff in this video because this was from a span of multiple months. So it had a little bit more here than I usually will have in one of these videos. But tell me down in the comments what you think about this video. Do you like the this idea of showing like latest collection updates here? And I hope you liked the video. I hope it was interesting, and I hope to see you next time in a collection update or some other kind of video that I may upload before that. So in the meantime, guys, as I'm trying to stack these games here, check out one of these videos. Bye, guys.